The Confident Heart, From Fear to Love. Chapter 9. Growing with Triggers. What happens in that moment when our stomach tightens or a wave of heat washes over us because someone has said or done something? We usually view these moments as unwanted intrusions caused by other people. But what if we have it the wrong way around? Many people mistake a trigger from within with an attack from outside. However, our inner protector is merely sending us a signal to let us know that one of our core fears has been stimulated, as described in Chapter 1. It's our ego's security system detecting what it perceives as a breach in the fortress walls. Consequently, we tend to blame others for this supposed trespass. The specific words or actions that act as the trigger are almost irrelevant. What matters is the wound it opens up. When someone questions our beliefs or a particular decision, it can trigger a hidden fear of being wrong. When a loved one distances themselves from us, not only does it trigger a feeling of loneliness, but perhaps also the primal fear of being abandoned. Perceived criticism not only hurts, but it may also trigger the fear of not being lovable. Every trigger contains an invitation. What part of me is not yet whole and healed that I feel the need to react immediately? When we ask ourselves this question, it triggers an inner change. Instead of making others responsible for our pain, we see them as a mirror that shows us where we still need healing. The urge to blame, defend, or withdraw is an attempt by the ego to protect an unhealed part of ourselves. However, a confident heart knows that true security does not come from winning a conflict, but from healing the wound it has revealed. Knowing that a trigger is an invitation is the theory, pausing is the practice. It is the conscious, willful interruption of the ego's automatic reaction sequence. With practice, it becomes a reliable tool for disarming conflict and choosing vulnerability, connection, and growth. When you feel the familiar surge of emotion, the heat, the tension, the urge to say something or retreat, the following steps can help. Think of it as an emergency protocol for your heart. 1. The internal pause signal. As soon as the wave of reaction begins to rise, your first and most important task is to stop it in its momentum. Do not let the first word pass your lips or make that defensive gesture. Internally, issue a firm and clear command to yourself. Pause. This is your circuit breaker. It creates the space you need to operate. 2. Heart-centered breathing. Ground yourself in that space now. Shift your awareness from your stomach or head into the full presence of your body. Feel your feet firmly on the floor. Place a hand on your heart if it helps. Breathe normally, but focus on the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your heart center. This relocates your consciousness from the fortress command center to the balanced, intuitive space of the heart. This only takes a few seconds, but it can change everything. 3. Compassionate exploration. From this centered and grounded place, you can now approach the alarm with curiosity rather than letting it overwhelm you. Allow yourself to feel into these questions. What hurt is being touched here? Or what old story or fear does this remind me of? There is no need to force an answer. You can simply hold the question with open, compassionate awareness of your body. The answer may come in the form of a memory, an insight, a core fear, or simply an undefined feeling. The aim is not to psychoanalyze yourself, but to recognize the underlying wounds that the trigger has revealed. This act of self-awareness helps you process the reaction. You are caring for the part of you that is hurting. This pause allows us space to feel deeply into ourselves and reclaim our power. In that moment of stillness, a fundamental shift can occur, with power transferring from the reactive, fear-driven ego to the conscious, compassionate heart. The old, automatic scripts of attack, blame, or flight lose their grip, and a landscape of new possibilities opens up. From this grounded place, you are no longer a prisoner of your triggers. What once felt like an inevitable reaction is now just one option among many, and rarely the wisest one. Instead, you might choose to set a boundary with calm clarity. Instead of lashing out, clearly state your limit without aggression. For example, I am not willing to be spoken to in that tone. I'm happy to continue this conversation when we can both speak respectfully. Express a vulnerable feeling. Using the language of empowered responsibility from Chapter 6, you can express how you truly feel. When you said that, I felt hurt and small. I need to feel that my perspective is valued. Listen to understand. Set aside your own defense for a moment and listen to the other person with the aim of understanding their perspective rather than preparing your counter-argument. This alone can resolve most conflicts. Choose a strategic disengagement. You might realize that now is not the right time. I need some time to process this. Can we please revisit this in an hour? When you lash out, when triggered, you take on the role of the victim and automatically make the one who triggered you the controller. However, if you respond from the heart, you can break free from this cycle. Your calm presence can encourage the other to step out of their own reactive patterns, building trust and establishing a connection based on mutual respect rather than power struggles.